So today we are going to discuss detector system used in UV spectrophotometer. The function of detector is to detect the signal, or say in UV spectrophotometry, as the light passes through the sample, absorption or transmission takes place, and the same energy is detected by the detector system. So this is the device which converts the light energy into an electrical signal, and that are displayed on the readout devices. So the transmitted radiations falls on the detectors and which determines the intensity of radiations absorbed by the sample. How much the energy is absorbed, how much the energy is transmitted. So same notification is done by the detector system. So the detector system used in the instrumentation of UV visible spectrophotometer. These are of the different types. Among them, the first one is the barrier layer or the photovoltaic cell, phototubes or photoemissive tube, and third one is the photomultiplier tube. So different detectors are used for the detection of the signal. Let us see one by one. So before that, the ideal requirements again. How the detector should work. What are the conditions are required for the proper detection of the signal? The detector system should give a quantitative response as there is change in the concentration of the substance. So in relation to, with respect to the concentration of the substance, the detector should give the response. So quantitative response. Detector should have high sensitivity and low noise level. So as expected. Detector should have a short response time. Within a short time span, detector should detect the energy and convert it into the signals. Detector should provide a signal or response quantitative to wide spectrum of the radiations received. Again, the same thing, quantitative response is expected, high sensitivity is expected, low noise level is expected, short time response is expected. So these are the ideal requirements of the detectors. Now the first one, the first detector system used in UV spectrophotometer, that is a barrier layer cell, also known as the photovoltaic cell. You are knowing the principle, basic principle involved behind the voltaic cell, photovoltaic cell. As soon as the energy or say the light falls on the surface, it emits certain radiations in terms of their electro or say a photosensitive material which emits the or say excitation of electron takes place, and the electrical signal or the energy content is somewhat changes. So on the principle of the photovoltaic cell, the barrier layer cell, it works. The detector, it has a thin film of metallic layer. Now see the construction first. In each every detector, you should have to learn the construction, working, advantages, disadvantages, or limitations. So in barrier layer cell, photovoltaic cell, it has a thin film of metallic layer. This thin film of metallic layer which is coated with silver or gold, and it acts as an electrode. It acts as an electrode. So it has a metal base plate which acts as another electrode. So these two layers are separated by a semiconductor layer of selenium. Now see, one end that is a positive, another end that is of the negative electrode, connecting ring. Layers, one is base plate, in the construction of the photovoltaic cell, a thin film of metallic layer coated with silver or the gold one. So this is the another end. So that
Hello,
these are coated by
hello.
a semi layer of now see the working. This is all about the construction. Now next part involved is of working. So when light radiations falls on the selenium layer, electrons become mobile and are taken up by the transparent metal layers. So again the same phenomenon, emission of the electrons. So this creates a potential difference. It creates the potential difference in between the two electrodes and causes the flow of current. As soon as the radiations falls on the selenium layer, electrons becomes mobile. Electrons are get excited and are taken up by the transparent metal layer. So this creates a potential difference in between the two electrode system and causes the flow of current. So when it is connected to galvanometer, a flow of current is observed, and that flow of current is proportional to the intensity and the wavelength of light which is falling on it. Now again this is the selenium layer, base plate is of iron, in between the two plates the selenium is there. So when these plates or these electrode systems are connected to the galvanometer, a flow of current observed which is proportional to the intensity and wavelength of the light which is falling on the electrode system. Now the second one, phototubes or photoemissive tube. Nowadays instead of using the photovoltaic or barrier, let's say phototubes or say photomultiplier tubes commonly used as a detector system, as a detector. So phototubes. Now see the construction working of the phototubes or photoemissive tubes. We are observing here an evacuated glass bulb containing a metal wire acts as an electrode system. See this one. So one is cathode and one is collector electrode anode. Cathode and one is collector electrode anode. So positive end and negative end. Now this photoemissive tube, it consists of evacuated glass tube. Evacuated glass tube with a photocathode and collector anode. Now the surface of this photocathode is coated with a layer of elements like cesium, silver oxide or mixture. See this one. The photocathode or this cathode plate is coated with some photosensitive material like cesium or silver oxide or mixture of them. So when the radiant energy falls on this photosensitive material, say the cathode one, electrons are emitted which are attracted to the anode and causing the current flow. So more sensitive compared to the barrier layer set, and therefore widely used this photosensitive or photoemissive tube detector system. So when the radiations falls on the cathode plate, which is coated with some photosensitive material, so release of the electrons and the same electrons are get attracted by the anode, and then there is a flow of the current, and the flow of the current is measured in phototubes or photoemissive tubes. Then next is photomultiplier tube. Again, it is a photo tube. They are connected to each other. So how the cathodes, number of cathodes are incorporated in the photoemissive tube. That's why it is known as the photomultiplier tubes. The principle employed in this type of the detector system that multiplication of photoelectrons. Multiplication of photoelectrons by secondary emission of electrons. So the construction in a vacuum tube, again the same thing, that primary photocathode is fixed, which receives the radiations from the sample. Some 8 to 10 diodes, these are known as the diodes. These are fixed in each with the increasing potential higher than the previous one. Now near the last diode is fixed an anode or electron collector. You see here, this one. If you see the construction of photomultiplier tube, again this is an evaporated glass bulb. One is photocathode, another is of anode. So this photocathode, known as the diodes, they are also called as the diodes. So n number of, or say more number of the diodes are fixed in a evaporated glass bulb, and finally one anode is there. So as soon as the radiations falls on the cathode plate, it emits the electrons. So same electrons are get attracted by the different diodes, and due to this the signal is very intense. That is one of the advantage of photomultiplier tube. So photomultiplier, it is extremely sensitive to light and is the best suited where weaker or low radiations are received. In case of the weak signal, if appearing or generating in different detector system, so in such cases the photomultiplier tubes where number of diodes, as soon as the radiations falls on cathode, emission of electrons, and same electrons they falls on the different diodes, and likewise there is a amplification of the signal. So that's why the main importance of the advantage of this photomultiplier tube is that it is best for weaker or low radiations. So you can see again here, cathode, radiations will fall on the cathode, emission takes place, and the same emissions is multiplied by different diodes, and finally anode will collect the electrons